Hello, welcome to this video tutorial. My name is Mrs. Cook. I am an A-level sociology teacher and examiner. And today's model answer in minutes is outline 2 ways teacher expectations may affect ethnic minority pupils. So this is likely to be found on paper 1. So first of all, it's really important that you familiarise yourself with the structure of these questions. It's a 4-marker and it requires a P answer. Make a point, explain what you mean briefly with an example. So this shouldn't take you more than 3 sentences, and if it's a 6-marker, you do it 3 times. So timing is everything, and A-star students tend to practice timed exam questions. Now, if it's a 4-marker, you shouldn't really be spending more than 6 minutes on it. That's roughly 3 minutes per P point. So in terms of how this question is marked, it's 1 mark for a correct identification of either a relevant point, way, reason, whatever the question's on, and 1 mark to outline it successfully. So I'm now going to show you how to do this with the example question. Outline 2 ways teacher expectations may affect ethnic minority pupils. So it's a 4-marker, so you need to P on it twice. Make a point, explain that point, and back it up with an example. No more than 3 sentences. So how would you go about answering this question? Now, you've got to link teacher expectations to ethnicity, and that's really important. So let's go ahead and introduce a point. So for teacher expectations, we're looking at negative teacher expectations. We're going to be very specific here, and we're simply going to put negative teacher labelling. Notice how I haven't put 1 way teacher expectations may cause blah, 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 blah. That just wastes time. You can answer this in a very concise way. Next up, we need to explain what we mean. So studies have found teachers often label ethnic minority pupils negatively and hold low expectations, like assuming they will be disruptive or having a poor attitude. This can lead to self-fulfilling prophecy. So now we need to bring in an example of how it will affect those ethnic minority pupils. So here we've said students internalise the negative label and miss lessons, rule break, live up to the label, leading to low self-esteem and frustration. So there are several examples of how it will affect ethnic minorities. So we've made the point negative teacher labelling. We've explained what kind of negative teacher labelling could occur with an example of how it's going to affect those pupils. On to the second point. So low expectations, so this is another link to teacher expectations. Having low expectations could lead to ethnic minority students being put into lower streams, being entered for lower tier exams. So that is 1 way teacher expectations might have an impact. We are going to secure the mark by briefly explaining this with an example of the impact. So here comes the explanation, and what the student has done here is linked it to institutional racism. So a bit of an explanation as to why they might have low expectations and therefore put them in bottom sets. And then the bottom is the example of the impact, how it's going to affect minority groups. So what if they get put into lower sets? This could lead to anti-school subcultures, low academic performance, as students are taught lower level knowledge, preventing them from getting into those sort of top band marks, top grades. So there you have it. 4 out of 4, a clear point, clear explanation, and clear examples. Again, keep it brief. No more than 3 sentences per